Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, and in today's video, I want to tell you a story, and the title of the video is Mess Around and Find Out. The dirty tricks insurance companies and defense attorneys try to play even on your lawyer. So, I represented a gentleman, and it was a motor vehicle crash, car crash, and we recovered money from the defendant's insurance. He had a really low policy, and my guy had some, pretty good injuries, pretty big medical bills. Uh, but, there were some major challenges with the case. This guy had a, prior problem with his neck and back, other health problems. As a result, he was on and off at work. And so sorting out what was related to these injuries versus what were related to his very serious prior ongoing medical problems, it was an issue, right? And, some of the medical care, they sure gave him a lot of therapy. Like there was a lot for the defense to talk about at a trial or arbitration. And there's some other issues that were present that I won't go into. But throughout I had less trouble settling the portion of the case against the person who caused the crash. So here's how it works. If somebody with a low insurance policy or no insurance policy runs into you and hurts you, and your personal auto policy has something called uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage, then we can still make an injury claim for you. So in this case, the guy who ran into him had a low policy. We collected that policy, but his bills were much higher. And so we filed what's called an underinsured motorist claim to get him more compensation. And so we did, we answered discovery, we answered interrogatories, we presented him for a sworn statement, and then we went to arbitration. And a lot of times they will make a settlement offer before the arbitration. In fact, it's common. It's rare that they don't just get on the phone with you. The thing that I thought was weird is that the case was, to my eyes, even with the challenges and the issues and the problems, to my eyes, and I've been doing this for almost 25 years, it certainly looked to me like a case that was worth some money. And the most they ever offered was $1,500. And that's to their own insured. So I thought it was weird. I thought there was something I wasn't seeing. And anyway, Reader's Digest is I call them and they withdrew the $1,500 offer. So here I am, extending the olive branch, saying, look, we don't have to go to hearing if you don't want to. If you have authority on the case, tell me what it is. I'll talk to my client. It's sort of like a courtesy that you do before arbitration. And they're like, well, I don't show an offer on it. The adjuster, I can't get a hold of the adjusters. I'm like, okay, we'll put it on. We'll put it on. So I'm going to keep both of my hands in front of me. I'm not going to pat my back too much, but I I beat the I beat the defense attorney up one side of the trial room and down the other side because I anticipated his arguments, made all the arguments, diffused all the arguments he could make. His opening statement was about 3 minutes long. His closing statement, he cut himself off. His closing argument, he cut himself off because halfway through his standard arguments that these insurance companies make on every case, he knew that I addressed it, both in evidence and in opening and in closing. So he didn't have very much to argue. And then at the end of it, he recommended that they pay more money. In other words, he told the judge, he didn't tell the judge, give them zero. He didn't tell the judge, give him $1,500, which was evidently what the case was evaluated at beforehand. Instead, after we put the evidence on, called our witnesses, put all the medical and everything into evidence, did an opening statement, closing argument, cross-examination, all that stuff, he recommended to the judge that they pay a bunch of money. Now, obviously, I uh, I asked for a hell of a lot of money, and the judge, what they normally do, they split us in the middle. Okay, so going into the arbitration, I was like, these guys are kind of jackasses. Like, the adjuster was harsh. Their attorney treated me like I was a jerk. Like, didn't have anything to say to me. Professional courtesy call. Nothing. Right. I mean, he was reasonably courteous and professional. Well, he was professional at the hearing. Courtesy, I don't know. There's not a lot of opportunities for courtesy during a contested hearing like that, because a binding arbitration is, you know, it's a contested hearing. He's fighting me, I'm fighting him, and the judge gets to decide who won. That's basically what it comes down to. You can think of an arbitration as like a 1 day trial. So a case like this would probably take 2 days, maybe a little bit longer depending on the judge. But this was a different story. This was an arbitration, and there's a lot of the rules are streamlined so you can move it along more quickly. You just put the medical bills into evidence without calling a doctor as a witness in most cases. And we didn't call a doctor as a witness in this case. So, long and short of it is this, okay? We end up with a really good award. It wasn't what I was asking for, but honestly, it was within the range. It was within a couple $1,000s of what I thought the case would go for. And so I just emailed, they emailed me the arbitrator's award. I emailed the adjuster and the attorney, just neutral. Please attached, please find the arbitration award. Please forward a check made out to myself and my client. My tax ID number is blah, blah, blah. If you have any questions, give me a call. So I send that over to him, and a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, and I'm like, come on. Are they going to play games with the check? Well, 2 weeks comes by, and they send me a check for like $14,000 less than what my client's entitled to. And when I'm going through mail, I'm looking at a million different cases, and I'm like, yeah, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. So I put it aside, and when I had a chance, I pulled up the award, and I'm like, these numbers are not the same. This one's like 14,000 less. And so I call the adjuster and I leave her a message, because the defense attorney made it clear he didn't want anything to do with me. He didn't want to talk to me even before the hearing. So I just called the adjuster because she's the one with the money anyway. So I call her and I say, look, we're $14,000 short on here. You want to explain it to me? She sends me an email saying, evidently their insurance company has some agreement with some medical office about billing. And so after the judge gave the award, the adjuster took out her pencil and just deducted the amount of that bill from the total and sent it to me. And she has literally no authority to do that whatsoever. Literally no authority. I had never seen that's like a private person deciding on their own to modify a judge's order. Where do you get the gall to do that? Where do you get the ego to think that you can just whip out your pencil and change a judge's order like that? How am I going to explain to my client that you're paying us 13 or 14,000 less? I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from insurance companies regularly being able to screw over injured people, and unfortunately, regularly being able to push lawyers around. I think a lot of lawyers settle cases short because they don't want to do the work, or they think that if they're nice to defense attorneys or they're nice to an insurance company, it's going to pay them dividends on other cases. But there's two problems with that. The first one is you can't sell your current client down the river so that your other clients get a better deal. That's number one. You can't do that. All right. Number two, it doesn't work. Certain insurance companies, most insurance companies today, are adopting the standards and practices of what we call substandard insurance companies, who treat injured people like trash and treat their attorneys like garbage. And they get away with it, and it's horrible. They're not nice people, and it does something to you when you walk around with that. If you've watched some of my other videos, I've had lawyers, like, after a hearing, laugh at my client, make fun of my client, and they think I'm going to participate in it, and I don't participate in it. But what that tells me is there are some lawyers out there who think they're on the same team as the defense, and they're not, or they shouldn't be. So anyway, I did, I don't know, 15 minutes of legal research, found the law. There's something in Illinois and in all states pretty much, but in Illinois it's called the Illinois Uniform Arbitration Act. And there's a way for you to convert an arbitration award into an actual judgment that you can then go collect from an insurance company. So I wrote the insurance adjuster a letter. I said, I am shocked and disappointed that your insurance company would treat their own insured like this. I've never seen anyone do anything like this before, and I'm frankly just nonplussed. I'm like, I can't believe you would treat your own insured, who pays you money every month for car insurance, you're treating him this way. You gave us no offer. You made us go all the way through arbitration. We won. And here are the problems. One, your attorney never provided an affidavit or put in any evidence about that bill that you think shouldn't apply. He didn't argue it. He didn't challenge it when I put it into evidence. That's number one. Number two, your affidavit or agreement with some insurance company or with some medical provider, that's not a court order saying that as a matter of law it's not applicable. Okay? It's just a written agreement or affidavit by some guy, allegedly from this medical provider, saying that they're not going to charge their bill. Unless I have a court order and it's settled and it's agreed to by a judge, I can't agree to cut my client's bills by 14 grand just because you have that affidavit, because later on, I don't know if this affidavit is in litigation and they might win the case. And I don't know if this affidavit is going to be legally sufficient. I don't know what a judge will later rule on. And what could happen is my client may end up having to be asked to pay this bill, or he might have to hire a lawyer to go to court to fight about it. So I'm submitting the bill. I submitted the bill. Our judge awarded the bill. And then finally, I just said, my third argument was, you have literally no authority to unilaterally change a judge's award. None. It's the balls on her. It's breathtaking. And what happens in human psychology is, you get away with something, then the next time you push a little more. You get away with something, you push a little more, until you find the absolute limit of what you can get away with. Well, they weren't going to get away with it with me. I told her, look, you have I told her, you have 48 hours to have a check in the correct amount in my office, or I'm going to file a lawsuit and I'm going to convert this into a judgment and I'm going to file a bad faith claim and I'm going to report you to the Illinois Department of Insurance. And that did it. So the very next morning at 9 a.m., I got an email from her telling me that she's FedExing me the money. So if you stand up to these people, sometimes they back down and sometimes they make you go all the way. And the reason why they don't care if they make you go all the way is the insurance company is a billionaire. They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars in some cases. And so they would rather discourage people from making an injury claim and discourage people from holding them accountable for their crap just by outspending you, make you go to court, make an attorney. So I'm going to make, a decent fee on this guy's case. I did a lot of work on it. I'm going to make a decent fee on the guy's case. But what happens to that fee if I end up spending another 20 hours going to court to enforce the correct amount? Suddenly, it's still a case worth handling and everything, but it's just a less financially lucrative. And what other cases in my office am I going to be taking time away from to do that? So I'm glad that they saw a reason and are agreeing to pay the money. But they're bullies, and you can't let them get away with it. So I guess they messed around and found out. I guess getting crabby in my old age sometimes yields some positive results for my clients. Because honestly, I was hot. I was mad. I was really mad because they treated their guy and me shabby before the arbitration throughout the entire thing. They treated me like I was a burglar. I was a thief. And they talked to my client like he was a fraud, which is, I don't like it. There's no need for that. And it's their own insured. He's not a stranger. He pays them money for the insurance. Anyway, I digress. That's the story of what happened there. My point is, you and your lawyer, whoever you choose, if you have an experienced lawyer, they know that they're going to get a defense attorney and an insurance company that's going to try and kick you around and kick them around, which is why I tell people, work with an attorney who's been around the block, work with an attorney who is tough enough to handle the heat, work with an attorney who is tough with them but not with you, communicates with you, is a friend to you. So, end of commercial. Guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you watching my videos. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like, give me the thumbs up, and that'll tell YouTube to show my video to more people, and consider subscribing so that you can see my new videos when they come out. If you or anyone you know has been injured in an accident, I represent injured people and I offer a free consultation. You can literally call me anytime, day or night, at the phone number 312-500-4500. That's 312-500-4500. Anytime, day or night. It could be Christmas Eve, it could be Easter, it could be Arbor Day, or it could just be a Tuesday. Could be midnight, could be 3 a.m., could be 3 in the afternoon. Anytime, day or night, somebody trained by me answers that phone. So 312-500-4500. But maybe you're not ready to call a lawyer yet. Maybe you had an old case and you're not quite ready to talk to a lawyer, but you have some questions and you want custom information about your particular situation, but you're not quite ready to talk to a lawyer. I have you covered. Okay? Two really cool tools on my website. Pardon me. One is called the Case Cash Calculator. Tells you what your case might be worth. The other one is the Good Case Calculator. Tells you whether you might have a good case or whether you might have a case with some problems and some challenges. Okay? The beauty of it is, links in the description. Both of them are on my website. They're free to use. They work similarly, but they're different. They give you different answers and they ask different questions. They're designed by me, and they take literally 10 or 20 seconds to complete. You answer 7 or 8 multiple choice questions off the top of your head. You don't got to go look at your paperwork. Just off the top of your head, you answer 7 or 8 multiple choice questions, and you end up with custom information about your situation for free without talking to a lawyer. People are going nuts over these tools. They love them. People are using these tools a ton, and I'm getting a ton of people giving me, positive feedback, leaving comments in my comment section saying they enjoyed it and they appreciate it and all that stuff. So you might want to check those out. Links in the description. In the meantime, I have over 300 injury videos on my YouTube channel, and you can search my YouTube channel with your question, and I might already have a video that answers your question. If I don't, and you'd like a custom video on your situation, you can leave a request in the comment section to this video, and I will probably shoot a video for you. What else? What else? So if you appreciate the information that you get in my videos, or you appreciate the case cash calculator, the good case calculator, my book, my DVD, my injury cheat sheet, any of the other information I provide for free to help injured people avoid insurance company traps, and you want to do me a favor in return, I would really appreciate it. I need as many 5-star reviews on Google as I can get. I suspect my competitors buy reviews from hackers who set up fake accounts and give those guys 5-star reviews, but I don't do it that way. I only get reviews from real human beings. And so if you appreciate what I've done, or you're a current or former client, or somebody who's gotten a consultation, or even if you just enjoy my videos and you think I'm a nice person and you want to do me a favor, leaving me a 5-star review, I would always appreciate that, and I will never forget the favor. Link in the description. All you do is go to that web page. It takes you right to the page. Click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit. 5 or 10 seconds of effort on your part, but an invaluable favor to me that I really appreciate. So I hope you and your family are well. If there's anything I can do for you, or if there's anyone you want to refer to me who's been injured, that's how I make a living. I don't make any money off my YouTube videos. I'm an injury lawyer. That's what I do for a living. So if you have a situation that you would like to talk to me about, or you've got questions, give me a call, 312-500-4500. Thanks again for watching. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye-bye.